We welcome you to scenic Guadeloupe as we prepare to kick off the second leg of this Concacaf Nations League play-in match. Guadeloupe with a substantial 6-0 advantage, taking on the Cayman Islands. Good evening wherever you may be. Happy to have you along. It's Stade, Roger, Zami. In theory, this is called playing out the string. In theory, this should be a walkover for Guadeloupe. The Cayman Islands surely haven't traveled this far expecting anything less than their best effort. Perhaps they can get a goal.
This thing around.
78 degrees as we approach kickoff tonight. A marginal wind. It has rained throughout the day. That'll likely continue, but hopefully not to the same extent we saw when these teams met last week. Well, these two teams don't have very much history between them, but what there has been in the two meetings is a Guadeloupe domination. A 6-0 win, all road goals away in Grand Cayman, in theory, has made this a total blowaway in the play-in round. The winner ultimately gets to the Concacaf Gold Cup prelims. But it wasn't without its bit of controversy and frustration. The Cayman Islands, trailing 3-0 at halftime, came out into the second half under a pouring rain, which was an exacerbation of what had occurred earlier on Friday morning. Ultimately, the ball dropped, essentially floated by the referee, ensuring that there would be an hour-long stoppage, one that ultimately opened the door to Guadeloupe regrouping, finding 3 more goals, and blowing the game wide open, and with it the tie. It should be a pretty simplistic outcome as a result. Hopefully we'll be able to play 90 minutes in 90 minutes this time. Guadeloupe has been to a number of Gold Cups over the years. This is old hat for them. The Cayman Islands, this is as close as they've ever come. They had never previously made the prelims, much less tournament proper, and it appears they'll fall too short. Teams preparing to make their way out of the locker room and out into the open air here. Here's that familiar Concacaf Nations League anthem. We saw quarterfinal matches played from the top teams in Nations League A. And in theory, now these teams will finish out this play-in, which will essentially conclude all matches previous to the semifinals and finals of this Nations League campaign. It is Guadeloupe in the red, Cayman Islands in blue. Are we in for maybe the biggest turnaround upset in the history of Nations League? Or does Guadeloupe begin their celebration tonight with a place in the preliminary round of the upcoming Gold Cup? Lineups kickoff. We'll hear the anthems. It's all coming up as kickoff imminent now in Guadeloupe. So the anthems are complete. Guadeloupe, an overseas department of France, and so the French national anthem, the Cayman Islands, away here, looking to overturn a 6-goal margin. Good evening, wherever you may be. Mike Watts on hand for the call of this Concacaf Nations League play-in fixture. The second of two legs between these two. Meet the starting lineup for the home side. They have made a number of changes. In theory, this shouldn't be much of a trouble for them. Barron still captains the side at center back. Faye Pond will work on the outside in. Kenny came off the bench, made an impact. Plomain coming out of midfield. Adelaide, the new goalkeeper for Jocelyn and Gloma. Ismael Cornejo of El Salvador. All four officials hail from El Salvador for this game. Well, the photo's broken down. The video has it. Joey Chapp leads this lineup for the Cayman Islands. They have made a handful of changes. John Alexander comes in. Lambert remains in goal. Nunez impactful in the second half of the last game between these two teams. Mason Duval will captain the side. Here they come. It's today a foregone conclusion. That goalkeeper can avoid having to pick the ball out of his net a minimum of 6 times. He'll be just fine. Cayman Islands, totally different story. Is it possible? Well, of course it is. Football's a funny game. Probable? No. It would be one of the great unlikelihoods in the history of Concacaf if the Cayman Islands were to turn this around. It's such the nature of a margin that simply got out of hand last Friday night. The countdown is on. Ismael Cornejo looks over to the match commissioner. And we're underway in Guadeloupe. Guadeloupe leads the Cayman Islands 6-0 after one leg of this play-in tie. And the final 90 minutes that separate them from the CONCACAF Gold Cup prelims is underway. To say it was the most awe-inspiring effort from Guadeloupe, probably a bit of a misnomer, but at no point did they look severely troubled. They certainly created enough to feel like a 6-0 margin was about right by the time it was over. Barron launching. Lebornier off the turn. Barron. Roussillon. A steady start of possession for Guadeloupe. Jerome Roussillon playing at Union Berlin in Germany. Plumain. Header askew, takes a hop, kept away from the onslaught of Mixtor Kenny, who scored in the last leg. Studenhoft, he goes down. Student athlete in the United States playing at the University of South Florida. Good chance it takes the game of his life. Have much hope. New to USF this year, transferred from Manhattan in New York City. 13 games, 4 goals, couple assists. 6'3" forward. Had a really strong program, USF, historically. Nunez, settled by Adelaide. And that's a decent opening salvo for the Cayman Islands. The reality of the leg on Friday doesn't portray the best picture of the Cayman Islands. I saw them often in Nations League C. Pretty unfortunate circumstances. You could very well argue that that game should have concluded at 60 minutes, that they should have waited for the field to be in better condition. A lot of credit to the Cayman Islands Federation trying to make something of the occasion, get water off the field. Genuinely, you could have floated along the touchline by the time that they put a stop to the match nearing the hour mark. They came back out an hour, 15 minutes later, a recognition that the rain would only worsen later in the night. Took as much off as they could. But 3 more goals for Guadeloupe blew it wide open. Thrown away by Lachlan Lambert. Had a couple great saves in the first 15 minutes Friday night. Incredibly, he needed a lot more than a couple. Kenny. Offside. Salons kept it in. Swung over by Lebornier. Cayman Islands, the 194th ranked team by FIFA. Just to be fair, is an improvement. 12 spots from their low in 2019. That was at the tail end of a brutal run, nearly a decade without a victory. Of course, there should be some optimism for every team after watching what occurred with San Marino this past week. Their 3-1 victory over Liechtenstein sees them promoted in UEFA Nations League. If you give the opportunity, in theory, should be improvement. Such the case for the Cayman Islands, you could say. For San Marino. Good effort from Medellina. Phaeton wiggles free of Elijah Seymour. Run coming from Kenny. Ball leaps all the way through. Kept away. Roussillon. Roussillon's there again. Clemaine. Barron. Struck from distance. Lambert settles the effort from Medellina. Beg your pardon, that's the 18, Jordan Lebornier. Phaeton. Away by Campbell. Cayman Islands 6 months removed from their first ever World Cup qualifying win. They remain in that tournament. They'll host Honduras, believe it or not. Hop step through traffic. Gadian. Flex out of play. Jadane Alexander. Lebornier. Lambert. Move to keep it. Guadeloupe's nearly off to the races. Out beyond Matias Phaeton. In that dominant 6-0 showing. Mirval in the 12th. Lebornier, decent goal from distance in the 37th. That Mirval assisted. Maine in the 41st from Lena. Barron grabbed his second assist on Till's goal in the 64th. Kenny scored in the 72nd, and then an own goal in the 89th. From Owens, the center back. Final nail on the night from Guadeloupe. Swerving around Martinez, who was a late addition due to a scratch in the Cayman lineup. Actually arrived 2 field players shy of a full bench tonight. One short for the first leg, but the injury leaves them with just 6 available substitutes among field players. Pump beyond Phaeton. Lambert, if you want to feel old, 18, born in June of 2006. The junior goalkeeper on this roster by a year. of Darlington Soccer Academy, which has produced a number of players. This Cayman Islands team of late. Joshua Campbell, Josiah Johnson. Back from Plumaine. Phaeton working off the left. Corey Campbell got a piece and ultimately came off of Phaeton in the end. This goes against Studenhoft. He went to USF, handful of players at Newington over in the United Kingdom, handful of players with US ties, a number of Cayman Islands starters from Grand Cayman. This lashed off frame by the trailing run through the penalty area. Mixtor Kenny. And Guadeloupe is circling, seeking that opening goal. Kenny. Tough crowd. Touched away from Plumaine. There's the holdup that Guadeloupe so desperately needed in the first leg. If you can just relieve a little bit of this pressure, that a heavy touch and a giveaway. Not as they drew it up. Alexander goes in on Kenny. Stymies the build. Caught up on a wet spot on the field. Mentioned it had been raining throughout the day in Guadeloupe as well, but obviously not to the extent did Grand Cayman last week. Phaeton, give it go. Phaeton on the other end. There's Lambert. Decent interchange off Le Bornier. Guadeloupe finishing 5th in their Nations League A group stage. Cayman Islands finishing as the best runner-up in League C. Had a chance to win their group, and with it, potentially an easier opponent. Ultimately, that didn't prove the case, and they've gotten the teeth of this Guadeloupe team. Phaeton chips through. Barron hangs it up. Out toward Le Bornier. Phaeton, Barron, End line cutback, lofted across. Feel for a handball. There's the whistle. Yes. Did get a hand. Lambert. Alexander feels immediate pressure. Salon brought it off by Nunez, who's playing way deeper than he would have hoped. Striker trying to gain depth again. Big diagonal for Nunez. Campbell. Going back toward the end line, top side of Phaeton. And the run out is on for Guadeloupe. Dishing wide, step inside, ball through, knockdown route to Gideon. And a free kick. Maine. Maine whipping for goal, bobbled. There's Lachlan Lambert again. Barron. It's wide by LeBornier. Down into the width, reaching the corner flag. Could keep that in. Salon played long. Keeper outside the penalty area. That's a throw. Hammered out of play. Five minutes gone. Remains still 6-0 on aggregate. All in favor of Guadeloupe. Road goals do count for more. So for the Cayman Islands, any 6-goal margin, see them at worst to extra time, at best through, but that would take 7 goals, and the longer this stays on 0-0, of course, the less likely we see it. Talking to for Barron. Ismael Cornejo settling things. DeAndre Rowe. Ball brought down, shot on target is narrowly off target. It did deflect en route. That is a corner. An effort from Nunez. Now brought down by Studenhoft. Well done. Can the Cayman Islands get there first here? Didn't really get out of hand in favor of Guadeloupe until late in the first half, and then coming out of the elongated rain delay. So if you're the Cayman Islands trying to put together a similar performance, nothing really lost yet. Adelaide trying to secure his space. 6'3" Studenhoft trying to clear a spot in front of goal. Ball whipped in, there's the whistle. You would have heard the call from the referee there. Ismael Cornejo telling Studenhoft, bumping the goalkeeper, inhibiting his ability to get to the ball. Ball sent through. Flung across the 18, there's the whistle. It's on. Cross from the outside, back getting forward. Ruslan out for a corner. Corner whipped in with a deflection. Sent away. The appeals continue. It is a foul against Guadeloupe. Straight out of play by Lambert. Not on the same page. The pressure continues from Guadeloupe. Feton faces up. Barron, return. Ball chipped across. Past the half-hour mark. A restless crowd certainly expected more goals than this. Kenny not able to connect. Phaeton, 1v1, Andre Rowe, right off him. Free kick is right outside the penalty area. That's going to come with a yellow card. Jordan Bonilla Ramirez. It's the door. Free kick for Guadeloupe. Everyone wants a piece of this. Baron or Phaeton? Phaeton off the wall. It's the danger when you line up 20 yards from goal. Really tough to get it up and down. Ball toward goal. Just needed the correct flick on. Bounces high. The numbers are decent here for the Cayman Islands if they can get it out. Through. Potential for advantage. Play on. 1 against 5. And Studenoff goes down. Direct as the Cayman Islands have been throughout this game. So run out. Lambert dealt with it now. Circling, serving the penalty spot. toward halfway. Nunez. Goal kick. Already gotten over the line. Close. Top of the 18. Fetan. Out of room. Domain. Over Kenny, kept in by Fetan. Back heel, no support. Salon is playing a bit deeper now. As Guadeloupe tries to undo this Cayman low block. Barron. Bumped by Seymour. The retaliation. Immediate yellow card. With the yellow card, he'll be able to stay in once he's been checked out if needed. Ultimately, he's up now. Good news for Elijah Seymour. And an unnecessary moment, Anthony Barron, who captains this side, features for the Swiss team, Servette. Gaetan. Kick won by Barron. It's the latest between Ian Seymour. Barron. Chance to strike that. Way out of play, Junior Senville. Pull through. Flag is up. It's scored by Guadeloupe, but it is offside. No goal. There is no VAR for Ismael Cornejo to go have a second look. Simply offside. Kenny. Corner for Guadeloupe. Approaching halftime. There should be minimal, if any, stoppage. Maybe a minute or two. Floats toward the penalty spot. That's it. Nothing at all. Zero stoppage time. Fans here, they applaud the oohs and the hemming and the hawing throughout the first half. Perhaps they expected more. But 0-0 is precisely a good enough result. 6-0 up after the first leg. And they've run out half the clock on the Cayman Islands, giving a better account of themselves on the whole. But Guadeloupe, more the ball, more the chances. Just nothing has fallen just yet. Halftime in Guadeloupe in this Nations League play-in second leg. Guadeloupe 0, Cayman Islands 0. in Guadeloupe. Second half approaches. The Cayman Islands need 6 goals to overturn the margin. Onward we go. Guadeloupe in firm command, even if they haven't scored on this occasion. They did so plenty away to Georgetown on Friday night. All lofted across. Now on this Tuesday evening, Guadeloupe, who had dominated both series meetings prior, and about 20 years before this, by gaudy margins, locked into a 0-0 draw at this stage. No announced changes at halftime. Runs out of play. Gideon. Lumain. There's Lambert. This was the only margin that was supremely out of control in the first leg. You could argue Guyana going to Barbados, getting a 4-1 win should seal Guyana's move to the prelims as well. Cuba overturned a 2-1 deficit after one leg with a 4-0 victory last night for St. Kitts and Nevis. At this rate, Guadeloupe and Cuba appear poised to head to the prelims. French Guiana trails Belize going into the second leg of their tie, 2-1. They did get that road goal. And the aforementioned Guyana win over Barbados. Goes back to Guyana. Be a pretty simple affair later tonight. Trying to play through. Cayman Islands unable to make much of that. Reaching the end line, Lumain. Going toward the end line, Senville skims off the head of Kenny. Last time the Cayman Islands won by 2 goals, you'd have to go to 2019. Victory at the U.S. Virgin Islands in Nations League. Last time they won by 3 goals was against Anguilla. Caribbean Cup of 2010. Four-goal win, 1999, a friendly with the Bahamas. Get the picture? Needed a 6-goal win today. So unlikely as that seems. Guadeloupe have opened things up surely in this second half now. Foul. Into the Guadeloupe defensive third. Flutters toward halfway. Plumane takes it on. And through now. Flag is down. Kenny all the way. Met by Alexander. Clever with the restart. That rarely works out. And this offside. Barron. Senville. Send high. Quaffing back. Sliding tackle out to midfield. Good news for the Cayman Islands. They can look forward to the continuation of World Cup qualifying. Guadeloupe ineligible for FIFA events. Cayman Islands advancing for their first ever win in a World Cup qualifier. Antigua and Barbuda at home back in June. It'll be 362 days on from that they play their next World Cup qualifier away to Bermuda. Then, the year on from their first ever win, Cayman Islands will host Honduras Cup qualifying. I'll tell you right now, that is going to be a pretty ruckus occasion. You could argue maybe seeing Canada 2021 comparable World Cup qualifier lore in Georgetown. We lost that game 11-0. They've hosted El Salvador, Canada, now Honduras. Real giant coming to their shores. Free kick won here by the Cayman Islands. That was Barron again. Seymour went right for goal, steered away by Adelaide. Corner whipped in, header above the bar. That was the chance for the Cayman Islands to get on the board. Best chance of the game by far. Quite an effort. Not to be from Cameron Gray. Maine, Senville. Ball settled by Lena. Barron. Takes a deflection. Touch forward by Gideon. Faitan heads straight down. Looks like he got a decent amount of the ground on that. Not his best effort. Dribble continues. They're able to get this outside. Jump stepping into the penalty area. Deflected back to sender. Faitan wins a corner. Heck of an effort from the outside back. Inverted from Rousselon. Lambert calling everybody off. Propped over the top. Still Guadeloupe maintain. Senville. Lena. Barron. Plumaine. Senville. Barron. And the pressure elapses on a Guadeloupe foul. Six Islands, territory of the European Union, not a FIFA side, but one very much a part of Concacaf, home to about 400,000. Spun back out. And a throw for Guadeloupe. Free kick given. Lemaine hangs it up. And from a free kick that felt like a short corner to a genuine corner. With the near post. Deflection sees it skitter back out. Part of the Leeward Islands here. These the winter months in Guadeloupe. Be far less comfortable when Honduras comes in June, you can imagine. Or the Cayman Islands and this area of the Caribbean both. Ball pinged across. Header skews back out. Guadeloupe, part of the prelims, the most recent Concacaf Gold Cup. Appear poised to return. Guadeloupe advancing over Antigua and Barbuda 5-0. And then again over Guyana, who've ensured their place now in the prelims, or you can expect them to tonight in the margin that they've already put together. 4-1 up in their play-in tie. Injured player down here for the Cayman Islands. Martinique and St. Kitts and Nevis both got into the Gold Cup by virtue of the prelims in 2023. Takes 2 games over the course of 4 to 5 days. Earn a place Gold Cup proper once you get into that stage. Sub coming here first either way. Matthew Subaran, who came on in the opening leg as a substitute, will do the same now. And Elijah Seymour takes leave. Guadeloupe actually had a really decent Gold Cup in 2023. led Canada going into halftime in the opener in Toronto. Can the Cayman Islands steal one here? That's overcooked out beyond Mason Duval. Guadeloupe then blew out Cuba 4-1. Feitan, Lemaine, and Barron all scored in that. And then with a chance to advance, the final group stage game came up short of Guatemala, 3-2. They led in that game, not once but twice, 1-0 and 2-1. But Guatemala ultimately the victor. Rubio Rabin and then Mejia scoring in the final 20 minutes. See Guadeloupe preparing a trio of subs. Clement. Nothing to that. Subs are coming for Guadeloupe, their first trio of changes. That's it for Mixter Kenny. Cash Till coming on in his stead. Anthony Barron's number on the board. He was on a yellow card. Certainly don't want to risk that. Benoit Guédien coming off as well. So Mirval, Beaumont, and Till coming in off the bench for Barron, Guédien, and Kenny. Cayman Islands still have only used the one sub, Seymour, replaced by Subaran. After much consternation, play on. Nearly a cardinal sin. Sets up here for Guadeloupe, struck toward frame. Lachlan navigates over. Lachlan never touched it, just off the frame. Senville, 20 minutes to play. Fans here have eagerly been awaiting the Guadeloupe breakthrough. Not a great clearance. That's a bit stronger. It is 6-0 on aggregate. Concacaf still. This is the problem, you know. Everyone begins to push for more action. You get it, and that is not the place you expect a lot of success. Guyana 1-0 up in their second leg. Make it 5-1 on aggregate over Barbados. Stade Rosario scores the opener for Guyana. Two teams handled their business away against the League C side. The opening leg, two did not. Guadeloupe, Guyana were the sides who definitely did. 4-1 for Guyana. Barbados 6-0 for Guadeloupe over the Cayman Islands. Fourth change. That is Johan and Gloma or Jordan Lebonnier. As Guadeloupe have all but secured their place in the play-in. It felt like a foregone conclusion. Cayman Islands needed 6 goals. Never have they ever managed that accomplishment. And it doesn't appear like they're poised to do that tonight, but a result of any kind on the road in Guadeloupe should give them a measure of confidence ahead of traveling to Bermuda, then hosting Honduras in June in World Cup qualifying. Could argue even if they do in fact go down, it's a step in the right direction tonight. Beaumont. Lofted in over the top, keeper off his line again. Adelaide got enough. It's a bit of an awkward clearance, but certainly numbers forward. Cayman Islands, that intervention stymies what could have been Guadeloupe with decent numbers and a bit of momentum. It's been a tough gig trying to get around this Cayman Islands low block throughout this game. Ball whipped in. From distance, wide. Well, finally, some movement. And Gloma, who just come into the game, puts a sting into it. Wiggles outside. Trying to get end line. This delay by Adelaide. Show good sportsmanship there from Nunez. Leapt over the player. Just trying to protect all involved. Phaeton. Outside back at an end line again. Tapped across. Breakdown in the vital moment. Fall gets none of that. Medellina. Through from Senville. Guadeloupe battering the Cayman Islands. Ball settled. Turning Lena. Senville. Lena chopped down, free kick. That's just Angloma getting looked at. Doesn't look like there'll be a sub there. But Cayman Islands back to their bench. Jacoby Tugman. Second sub, second window for the Cayman Islands. Mason Duval comes off, who captained the side. And a free kick. It's further than the one in the first half that clanked off the wall, but you could argue a better position. Struck toward goal above the bar. Cash Till, better effort than his try in the run of play previous. Still not nearly close enough. Make that Martinez who came off. Driving contact, a wag of the finger, no. Hunter Studenhoff thought perhaps that was the breakthrough. That is not the opinion of Ismael Cornejo. If you thought it'd be a celebratory atmosphere here, no, it's one left wanting. Pitchforked into the final third, whipped back into the face of goal. And a diving Lachlan Lambert.
Cup prelims, the last two editions of the tournament came at Drive Pink Stadium, the home to Messi and Inter Miami. That's not the case for the Cayman Islands here. Golden to put them ahead in the match. Canada and the United States will both host a piece of the upcoming Gold Cup. Canada, not Toronto this time, it'll be Vancouver in British Columbia. Final was announced 3 weeks ago, will be played in Houston, NRG Stadium, but they'll also host games the Dynamo's home venue. Dallas, Austin, Los Angeles, Phoenix, Houston. I guess two venues in Los Angeles, SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, Carson, home to the Galaxy. Minneapolis, Las Vegas, San Diego, San Jose, and Santa Clara, all in California, and St. Louis set to host Gold Cup matches this coming year. Group stage actually starting a week earlier than it did 2 years ago. Kickoff on June 14th, which means you can anticipate the prelims are likely to occur if the format remains the same. The week prior. Wayward slide opens up Till. I don't think I've ever, in a Nations League match, heard as discontent a crowd. If the first leg had been in favor of the Cayman Islands or even a draw, maybe I'd understand it. 6-0. Got her back to Adelaide. A number of teams have already qualified for the Gold Cup prelims. Costa Rica, probably the biggest name of that group. Costa Rica, Cuba, Guatemala, Jamaica, Martinique, Nicaragua, St. Vincent, the Grenadines, and Trinidad and Tobago are preliminary bound. A number of teams have already qualified for tournament proper. One comes to Kenny. Haiti, El Salvador, Curacao, Panama, and the United States have qualified already. I think Canada and Mexico aren't far behind. Chipped into space. If you didn't know any better, based on the reaction of the crowd, you'd think this is all to play for right now. Senville. Kept in for Guadeloupe. Still looking for a winner. And that floats over Vikash Till. Sean Lopez scores for Belize, 1-0 there. And
French Guiana is in real trouble. 3-1 in the aggregate there. Is it possible Belize are headed to the prelims? Ball left off till finally the breakthrough for Guadeloupe. Finally. Crowd was discontent, frustrated, and from 22 yards out, precision. Through all that traffic, past Lachlan Lambert, and a cavalcade of blue shirts en route. One 1-0 Guadeloupe on the night, 7-0 on aggregate. As if the dagger needed to be inserted. Guadeloupe poised to take the home leg as well for good measure. This has been an exhausting effort from the Cayman Islands. Appreciation for that for sure. De Rosario bags a brace for Guyana now. 2-0 there, 6-1 on aggregate against Barbados. An ongoing play-in match. Mentioned earlier, Cuba past St. Kitts and Nevis are through to the prelims. Long diagonal, Phaeton, that touch got away. The Gold Cup, along with the upcoming FIFA Club World Cup, providing a pretty crazy upcoming summer of soccer. The U.S., Canada, Mexico in the lead up to the World Cup, coming back to Concacaf 2026. Here's the change, the last change for Guadeloupe. Lillian foul in for Lemaine. Gunnar Studenoft helped up 3 added minutes. There was 0 added time in the first half. Cayman Islands do still have a sub available to them. They have 1 window to make 3 changes if desired.
Yeah, they will make that final window. Substitution. So they've gone to Trey Ebanks. That's it for Studenoft. Up by Adelaide, trying to protect a clean sheet. Feels like the way the venue's been tonight. A little bit of pride as well. On 2 of the 3 minutes. Cleared downfield. Shove there. Spinning Duval. Gone the 3 minutes. And it's at the referee's discretion now. Maybe one more chance here for the Cayman Islands, and they best be quick about it. They want to try and steal a result here. Drastically better conclusion than either of their previous meetings against Guadeloupe, but it's still going to fall short. Mason Duval tosses in, header askew, ball brought down, flicked away from Suberon. That's a free kick to the Cayman Islands. $7-0 on aggregate. We're going to line up for a free kick at 90 plus 4. 90 plus 5. Is there a moment of joy here for the Cayman Islands before we're done? Suberon and Rowe behind the ball. Suberon puts it in play. Rowe for goal! Adelaide may have pushed that off the post. And what a thrilling way to end it. The Cayman Islands fall short. A 7-0 aggregate win for Guadeloupe. What a stinger that is. What a save from Adelaide to protect the clean sheet and the victory. Well, the tie was settled. Guadeloupe win the second leg on home ground, and with a 7-0 aggregate score, are on to the Concacaf Gold Cup prelims. Guadeloupe winners in both games of this play-in series, and the Cayman Islands will leave empty-handed, but gave a tremendous account of themselves, truly. What a statement to make. They would not go down easily. So it finishes tonight 1-0 to Guadeloupe, 7-0 on aggregate. And Guadeloupe secure their place through the play-in, the upcoming Gold Cup prelims. Was it a foregone conclusion? 6-0 after one leg as Guadeloupe hosts the Cayman Islands trying to secure their place in the Concacaf Gold Cup prelims. Guadeloupe created the vast number of chances, and there was frustration in the crowd for the lack of goals. This out beyond Phaeton, Lachlan Lambert making a handful of saves. Nothing overtly threatening outside of one or two chances in that first half. That bobbled a bit, but eventually maintains. Lambert, the 18-year-old netminder, up to the task. Rubens Adelaide off his line. He'd do that twice in this game. Best chance, probably Gunnar Student off there. Cayman Islands. And Guadeloupe would continue its insurgent pressure. Roussillon, that slid aside by DeAndre Rowe. Nothing on that from Medellina. Phaeton inside finds Kenny by way of Barron. Get out beyond Plumaine. And off the wall from Phaeton right before halftime. As Nunez unable to keep this in for the Cayman Islands. Or Kenny there. This would see the first card of the game handed to Anthony Barron. It's retaliation for an earlier slight from Elijah Seymour. And halftime arrived scoreless. Teams came back out, say for the Cayman Islands that they did arrive here with the intent of winning the game, even if a 6-goal margin would be something without parallel in their nation's history. This for Mixter Kenny, taken out by Alexander. Elijah Seymour, able to dance free with the ball, but did win a free kick. Nothing doing there over the ensuing corner. Be put over the bar by Cameron Gray. Decent look for Rafael Mirval, who came off the bench. This narrowly off the mark from distance. Finally, the breakthrough. 87th minute from Vikash Till. Through 5 blue shirts and past a stone-faced Lachlan Lambert. That would prove the margin for Guadeloupe on this night. Cayman Islands seeking a draw late. Adelaide protects the clean sheet. Turns away the long-range effort. Full time arrived. Play in. Prelim. Guadeloupe are through. 7-0 on aggregate. So we'll look at the final match stats tonight here in Guadeloupe as we tell you that Guadeloupe will look forward to June's Concacaf Gold Cup prelims. And this Cayman Islands side will look forward to World Cup qualifying in the first week of June as they remain alive in that competition. They'll see Bermuda and Honduras then. For our entire team in Guadeloupe and beyond, Mike Watts saying thanks for being a part of this Concacaf Nations League campaign. Enjoy the remainder of the play-ins and the upcoming semifinals and final. It finishes 1-0 Guadeloupe over the Cayman Islands on aggregate. Guadeloupe 7, Cayman Islands 0. Good night from Guadeloupe.